Welcome back from lunch, and thanks for joining us. My name is Bob Snyder. I'm an industry editor and also working as an event advisor for Transform IT. I want to start quickly by a public service announcement and a short insight to my biography. I went to university in a small college in upstate New York called St. Lawrence University, which is unknown virtually except for the fact it has the #1 alumni network of any private university in America. And to prove that, I wanted, Derek, are you here? Raise your hand. There's young Derek, who is a job applicant, who's looking for employment here in Brussels, and he's most recently been working on research with Horizon Europe, and a very competent young man. So now I've done my alumni job, I can proceed on the task of the day. I have just a couple minutes before I start, and I wanted to zero in on Jan's mission. You heard from Jan this morning, and what I think we need to focus on just a little bit more here is that the concept that Jan has is that we need to create a marketplace where companies can come together so that the people that need different green tech solutions can walk through a marketplace, see very specific solutions to very different problems, and have the opportunity to do physical research on site, one time, one location. So this conference is a preface to what we hope is a bigger trade show where companies will come in. So after the conference, you can walk through a series of office-like stands where you can examine different options for different solutions that you might hear and might see from our speakers on the stage. Having said all that, I'd like to take you into this section of this conference, which is on smart cities and smart buildings. Now, the first speaker spoke about, the second speaker, she spoke about nature and biodiversity. I want to talk a little bit about green diversity. That green tech is not one homogeneous thing, that there's a lot of working parts that have to come together that make the green tech. And our part of it, the speakers I'm going to be showing you in the next hour here, are from smart building and smart city. Smart building because that's one of the biggest concentrated places where there's a lot of energy savings for Europe. In smart city because that's the part of the built environment where we all live. That's where we spend our time, in towns, cities, and this is the way that we're going to improve our life if we're able to work together and fulfill Jan's vision. My first speaker I'm going to bring up, Dusan Chrenek, who is the Principal Advisor for Digital for Green Transition at the European Commission DG for Climate Action. I want to tell you that his session is about AI for climate action in cities. Dusan, would you please join me up here? Thank you. A hand for Dusan.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start by thanking Bob and other organizers for bringing together this strong community for digital transformation in Europe. We are in the middle of two massive transformations: digital transition and green transition. And crucial question is how to bring these two transitions together. And now we see happening in cities that they are in front of fight against climate change. How to move? It's here. So in cities, we already see effects of climate change. Cities are places where climate change happens. It becomes real, and where solutions scale fast. And we need to address both issues, climate change and digital transformation. And digital tools can help us a lot. Climate change is not an abstract issue. Many times when we talk about climate change, we speak about global climate goals, about long-term scenarios, but it's already happening in cities. Heats on our streets, energy, water stress, flooding, destroying infrastructure. Cities, they face real challenges. Effects of climate change, but also they need to address fragmented data and systems, limited capacity to act, financial constraints, and they lack actionable insights. We have many tools, many successful projects, but still we are not successful in addressing all challenges. And that leads to key question. Simple, but very important. How do we turn climate ambitions into real solutions? And there, AI comes, and it could be really a transformative technology to help us address all challenges. And AI is already helping to cities to predict heat waves and protect citizens, optimize energy use in buildings, model flood risk before they materialize, and also guide smart investments. I can give you one example from Horizon Europe project, AI for Cities, where 6 cities in Europe, they work together to use AI for solutions in energy, buildings. And what was important, they work together with companies. Cities, they define their needs, their challenges, and companies, they deliver. There are many studies pointing out that effective use of AI could reduce greenhouse gas emissions considerably, 5 to 10%, and help us even more on adaptation, on climate resilience. But AI is not neutral. It comes with risk. AI has also substantial carbon footprint, environmental footprint, connected to energy and water use. Also, it can create dependency on critical raw materials, and also it can spread misinformation on climate change, but on many other issues also. But it can help. We need to use AI in sustainable and responsible way, and in that way we can help cities to use data to transform it into insight and to actions. And we don't start from zero. We have already European framework for AI, with AI Continent Action Plan, AI Act, and also apply AI strategy to use AI in different sectors, including climate and environment. And also we have high quality data provided, for example, by Copernicus services or now new European data spaces. So we can together use these tools in order to help cities. And cities are not alone. Already there is substantial EU support to cities. We have many programs, initiatives, sometimes too many. There are around 50 different initiatives. I would like to mention only 4 of them. First one, it's EU mission for climate neutral and smart cities. In framework of Horizon Europe, we are supporting 100 cities in order to define their climate contracts in order to achieve climate neutrality by 2030, also providing expertise and technical assistance. DG Klima is leading on another initiative, Covenant of Mayors for Climate and Energy. It's a very strong community. We have more than 11,000 cities and municipalities working together, learning from each other, and also sharing knowledge. These cities also, they prepare sustainable action plans on energy and climate in order to achieve ambitious climate goals. We have another initiative, European Urban Initiative, that helps cities to build capacity and knowledge and also provide funding. And last initiative, Smart Cities Marketplace. It's helping to put together cities and companies, cities and solutions, to match them and through technical assistance, consulting and matchmaking, replicate the project, but also help companies to find buyers. As I mentioned, there are many initiatives and sometimes we are lacking synergy among them. And we need stronger support to cities. So last December, the European Commission adopted the EU Agenda for Cities to keep intensive dialogue with cities, but also help them to build capacity. The part of this is EU Cities web portal. We will build an EU Cities platform together with technical assistance service to give more efficient support to cities. And the urban initiative will provide funding for innovative projects. In that framework, we are exploring also use of innovative AI solution. Personally, I'm working on one AI tool that is a discovery tool, so to help cities to find existing solutions, existing projects, and to help them with replication and scaling up. More ambitious idea is to have a tool assessing climate risk in cities, drafting action plans, and help with funding and with knowledge all together to provide faster and better assistance to cities. One important idea that is being developed on European level, but also on local level, and many companies are involved, is building of digital twins to help cities not to be only reactive, but also predictive. So to do things in order to avoid negative impacts, to prepare and to manage better extreme weather events, negative impacts of climate change. The first initiative is a European Digital Infrastructure Consortium Cityverse that is exactly focusing on cities, developing AI solutions for sustainable EU cities, providing tools for urban management and modeling of extreme unpredictable events. Another initiative is the project Destination Earth that's building digital replica of the Earth to better model interaction of physical world with human activities, also to have modeling of scenarios and providing better services to regions, cities, governments, and citizens. We are already working, or already we have initial stages of 2 digital twins on weather extreme and on adaptation. Also, we are working now on European Climate Bureau, that also to provide free access to data and information, easily use information about climate risk, future scenarios, developments. So our objective is to help cities to act before risks materialize. But there is one question, that is why implementation is not so effective, even though we have tools, we have funding and strategies, but what's missing is deployment at scale. And that's exactly the question. What needs to change? How we can help cities much better? And for that, we need to work on simplicity, to have better, simple tools for cities, on capacity, because many cities are really struggling with capacity. They don't have enough people, neither financial resources, neither digital equipment. So we need to provide them stronger technical and institutional support. Also work on investability, on bankable, scalable projects, and also putting cities together. They can profit from the scale. And we need much better integration, data, tools, and governance. If we can manage that, we can succeed. If we don't do it, we don't move from pilot to full-scale implementation. That's a key issue. So let me conclude with one simple message. The future of climate change will be shaped in cities. and powered by AI. If we can replicate hundreds of successful projects, scale up what we already have in place, it will have strong positive impact on European cities, on European climate action, on success of climate policies, but success of economy, and to protect people and to increase their living standards. But for that, we need everybody on board. And I would like to ask you to help us in this process, and I'm sure that with your assistance we can achieve. Thanks a lot for your attention.